I don't know about you, but to me, it feels like a great day to go ahead and finish out the album. It feels like a wonderful time to get into the enigmatic ocean. And I guess really at the end of this, we're going to come out of that pool, dry ourselves off, take a seat at the bench, and just kind of tan for a little bit. So yeah, we're going to go. After all that, we're going to go ahead and listen to The Struggle of the Turtle to the Sea. This is part 1, 2, and 3 that we're going to go ahead and take all together, just as we did with the title tracks. The Struggle of the Turtle to the Sea. I think that this is going to be interesting, how the music is going to capture this struggle. I'm sure many of us are familiar with it. Down here in Florida, we hear stories of the turtles going to the sea all the time, and don't mess with them. Let them do their thing. Let them take their journey. Don't touch them or anything. Anyways, let's go ahead. Let's listen to the tracks. I may stop them between each part. I may not. I'm going to feel the music out, and we'll just kind of go from there. So let's go ahead and begin with part 1. I like how this solo, assumingly from Zavod, is so like melodic, chill, but kind of playful at the same time. And Armstrong's bass is just vibing throughout this whole thing. Oh, that's interesting. What in the Sega Genesis was all that? Let's let it move on into part 2. I think this will be heavy. Or fast, at least. We're being led somewhere. See, they dropped it down. This is the conflict. Excuse me. That was a great unison solo. I told you this one was going to be the one that they're like tumultuous with. This is the band playing hot potato. It's just too hot to handle. Back over. There you go. See, they gave you that burn, but then they gave you some bomb right after. Just flying on top of it all. And now we're moving into the final part. Listen to Stephen Armstrong. They started this off. This is the funky beast. We're getting to them waters, and we're gonna move to them. These turtles are doing a soul train to the water. I like how Holdsworth and the rest of the band just like... Just a little background. To get that Savon on something, and he might have a little pitch wheel as he's playing, or using a pedal. It's like a very glitchy kind of breaking down sound. Like the generative digital. Who's soloing next? Bring in Ralph again. Nothing wrong with that. That's either going to be Alan or Daryl. One of them playing this. And they're playing it. Every time you know that you're waiting for that release to be shredding and goes to those high notes. Give it to Smith. Let him get his solo. Give him one more round. Give him one more round. I like this little bass line that Ralph came into. Kind of slowing everything down a little bit, kind of bringing it back to the station. Who's soloing now, but it's either Ali or Daryl. Oh, that's it? You know? Okay. I gotta tell you. It's because my eyes were closed and I wasn't really paying attention. I was just listening to the music. I did not expect this album as a whole to end that way. I don't know why. I was thinking I don't know. I was thinking that we would have like a serene, kind of calm, tranquil moment at the end. Because I'm literally thinking about the struggle of the turtle to the sea. So I'm literally thinking the hatch, part one, the struggle, the walk, the dangers, trying to avoid seagulls and other predators, and part two. And then part three was going to be like, okay, dipping our flippers or whatever turtle have into the waters. That was actually the escape and kind of getting out. And I wasn't expecting it to end with like the shredding and keeping up that fast pace. That was just, it's a small thing. It's just my expectations, were in different places. Duh, the track was great. That's nothing to do with the quality of the track or the tracks in this case. I just thought it was going to end differently. Okay. Everyone gets their moment, everyone gets their place in the sun to shine in these 3 tracks. And I really appreciate that really everyone had solo moments where they really got to show their stuff, as well as, of course, contributing what they have been in the group contributions and the group musical ideas. Ralph Armstrong on the bass. I'm sorry, I'm a bass person. Like, I'm so in tune with what he's playing here. I love how fat and funky his bass is, at some points walking, I guess you could say, up and down the fret with a stoic and yet loose grip, and at other times just absolutely ripping it up amongst all the other shredders who are going on. There were certain places where, like I said, I can't see faces or who's doing what, so you're going to have Alan or Daryl doing certain solos and such, but either way, all of them sounded great. Of course, sometimes in unison with Jean himself, you would hear the violin and the guitar just ripping up and down, and I really liked in certain moments how they did that. It's just very collaborative, it's very fun. Zavad on the synth specifically in part 1, he brings in this very playful kind of jaunty melody that's very atmospheric in part of the song, but at the same time, like I said, very playful. You know, he's not afraid to like kind of take a few risks and stuff in there, and I really like the tone that he brings in the synth as well. I made a joke during that it reminded me of like a Sega Genesis, but it kind of brings me back to that era and that specific place. And then Smith on the drums. Just absolutely crazy. What he's doing there. I would say that one thing I like about his drumming style in particular that you get from a lot of jazz and fusion players is that they know the beat, they know the count, and they're going to stay on that count. But they're going to play around their drum set in a more non-traditional way, in a way that's maybe a little bit more abstract, not as straightforward, but you can always rely on them to bring you back to where you need to be as a band. Now, you can always rely on them to stay in beat and to always bring you back to wherever that start over point is. They may take a lot of risk, a lot of diversions, and a lot of routes off of that path, but the path is always there. You just didn't know that they were bringing you back to it. That's the trick that they do, and Steve Smith is an expert at doing that throughout these 3 parts here. Yeah, wonderful way to end the album. Like I said, it wasn't the way I expected. I don't know why. I just thought that it would be like, you know, something more calm and atmospheric, but like I said, that's just me. I enjoyed this nonetheless. I hope that you guys enjoyed listening to the album with me. If you got to this point, I'm sure that you did. I'm sure that you listened to the other tracks. I hope you did. If you didn't, you're missing something, just as I was missing something before I started this album. So take a trip back, listen to those tracks, and let me know what your favorite tracks here on the album are. Let me know what you thought of the album as a whole. I've been listening to Cosmic Messenger on my own because I really enjoy it, and that's kind of why I came back to listen to this album. And on a first listen, I gotta say, I think I might edge Enigmatic Ocean just a little bit in my preference to Cosmic Messenger, but they're pretty close. It's not like, you know, I wouldn't split hairs about it. Anyways, let me know your thoughts down in the comments, of course, below. You can like the video, subscribe if you haven't already. You can support the channel on Patreon. It helps me in what I do. But otherwise, enjoy the rest of your day. Come back tomorrow, and I hope you have a great one, guys. Bye.